The crazy coincidence on Magnolia last time, 12 years ago, I got a major.
Oh, I had to pull mine up. Oh. Ready, Jim? Hi. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Community Services Commission meeting, February 15th, 2022. Can we go ahead and I call this meeting to order? Can we go ahead and have roll call?
Chairperson Barraza,
Present.
Vice Chairperson Ordian,
Present.
Commissioner Scarborough Echo,
Present.
Commissioner Phillips Martinez,
Present.
All righty, item number 2. Can I go ahead and have Vice Chairperson Ordian lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, please? Thank you. All righty. Item number 3, Commissioners' comments. I'm going to go ahead and start to my left. Commissioner Philip Martinez, any comments?
Yes, good evening, everyone. I hope everyone is doing well out there. I hope everybody had a chance to visit the Southwest Arts Festival, which happened at the end of last month. It was a really fun, beautiful event, beautiful weather, lots of people from our city there. I know the Indio Performing Arts Center, IPAC, Desert Theater Works had a booth there. Lots of people stopped by, and we're very interested in all of the new things that are happening here in the city. With that, I want to remind everybody that if you're down at the farmers markets on Sunday, the IPAC is open. There's staff there from 9 to 2:30. So if you buy some vegetables and things and you want to store them while you continue to walk around or go to a restaurant in the local area, stop by the IPAC. They'll store them in their walk-in refrigerators and you can pick them up anytime before 2:30. Also, the second Saturdays, I hope everybody is coming out to enjoy those events. The last one was very well attended. I know our parking lots were full at the IPAC, which was great to see. So there's lots of exciting things and we're very happy to have so many things happening in Indio. Thank you.
Thank you. Vice Chairperson Ordian.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the February one. It's almost, it's almost like half of the year passed. It's good to see everyone. And yeah, I was just going to comment the same thing about Art Festival. It was a great, well done event. And what I'm noticing is the more the Coachella Valley is growing, not only with the people around and also with the events. It's been done on a different level. So it's really, you can see the dynamic, the growth in the Coachella Valley, which is really, really great and makes us proud to be part of the city community here. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Scarborough Echo.
Thank you, Chairperson. I am very excited about the farmers market. I have family that is coming in from out of town just to go to our farmers market. So this weekend with me. So I'm very excited about that and everything that is happening in and around Indio. Thank you.
Thank you. And I want to take a moment to wish that hopefully everyone had a great or happy Valentine's Day. In Spanish, it's called Día del Amor y la Amistad, which means Day of Love and Friendship. So I hope that you were able to spend it with your loved ones, your friends, even if you don't have a special loved one. I also wanted to add, I attended the Indio Community Cleanup. We've had a few now where we go visit a community. We have volunteers go notify the residents a few days in advance, and then we get there Saturday morning, pick up some of their bulky items, pick up some of their trash. If you're free, go ahead and join those community cleanups. You can find the information on our website. And I do want to give a special shout out to the India Women's Club for volunteering for that event, helping us with the outreach. Okay. All right, now we're going to go ahead and move to item number 4, public comment for items not on the agenda. Do we have any?
no.
Okay, no public comments. All righty. Approval of the minutes of our January 18th, 2022 meetings.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
Okay. Second.
I'll second the motion.
Perfect. Minutes approved. Alrighty, number 6, we have an update regarding the Tamale Festival. If you could go ahead and have agency up to the podium. There you go. Alrighty. Is it on? Yes. There you go.
Evening. All right. Thank you, Commission. Thank you for having me and giving this opportunity to give a recap on Tamale Festival. You know, in short, we had an incredible time producing this with the city and the community, and we're really excited about the 30th anniversary next year and committed to produce a wonderful experience. We learned a lot of things from this time around. We had a really short runway to get it together. And we're most excited about a full year. And that's something that I'd like to talk about between ourselves and how we could take advantage and get more community input in the programming and design of the festival. I'm not, if the video works by chance, that would be helpful. We did put a little recap together to remind folks about, let's see. And if not, I'll have to come back with it. Oh, almost there. Maybe. We're skipping around a bit. So I'll just move on from the video some. All right, sorry. All right. About the media that we captured at the event, you know, we took a lot of care in sort of tending to creating an image and a voice for the event. We had a really short runway to put that together. We're happy with, you know, sort of the outcomes of that, but, you know, I think there's an opportunity for broader input in what that looks and feels like in the future. We're really happy with the amount of video and photography and experience we were able to capture this year, because we think that'll be a pretty vital tool and instrument for us to continue to grow this into the future and have some ability to sort of express the joy that comes from a community event like this. You know, just some metrics that top line, you know, between us and parties, IPD and Jim, we think there was about 60,000 attendees this past festival, heavier on Saturday than Sunday. You know, historically, that's probably shorter of the, you know, top line attendance we've had in the past, but we were still coming out of COVID and reintroducing some of these concepts. So we take that as a measure of opportunity to grow this experience into the future. We had over 57 food vendors, approximately 25, 28 of those were tamale vendors. And everyone had a particularly good experience going into it. Everyone was game to some new ideas on how they onboard and insurance processes and points of sale, maybe new locations. And we had a good sort of give and go with the food vendors on trying some new ideas. So, and we all learned from that, I think, collectively. We had over 45 performers on the event. 27 of them were Coachella Valley locals. At least 8 or 9 of those bands had performers here from the city of Indio. And we utilized over 30 vendors here in the Coachella Valley, almost half of the entire budget of the event. And directly on staff for the event, we had over 18 residents here from the city of Indio, and they played positions from artist relations to production to, you know, helping manage our giant bounce house and beyond. So we're actually really excited about that, because we hope to continue developing their talent and hopefully, you know, continue working with us on the festival in the future. Our teams respectively spent over 5,000 hours putting the event together. We do feel like we got a lot done this year that we'll continue to grow on. So maybe it won't come as hard, but we have some aspirations as well for the event. We secured over 8 brand partners, most, if not all of them from here in the Coachella Valley or have a retail presence. Was really surprised. New partners like Vallarta Supermarket stepped up to the plate in a really big way. They have their store up on Jackson, and they're really eager to share that with the community. We had GMC, Chavez Auto in the community stage, as well as returning longtime partner, Fantasy Springs. So we're really pleased with everyone's involvement this time around and look forward to growing that. And, because we did create a decent amount of social media content and hopefully create an experience that people wanted to socialize themselves, we think we got some pretty effective voice out there, 250,000 accounts reached on our social media. From the sitemap, you guys have all seen this and lived this. We tried new things, pushing programming into grass areas and parking lots, and sort of like trying to get some congestion off the streets. We were very happy with how people flowed through the Mercado area and made their way around the experience. We did learn some hard lessons on making sure all the experiences had good accessibility, for our seniors and for our ADA community. And that's something that we'll work to improve on the next go rounds as we continue to map this experience out. Performances, again, of all 45 performers, everyone showed up to their call time. So, we're really happy about that. We promoted a lot of really great local bands and mixed them up with some of the touring bands. We made sure that there was hopefully something for everyone, from from the Tias and Theos to the young kids with some indie rock, some cumbias. Like, I think that formula really worked for us. We also realized people really like big bands, like, horns and, different sections. So maybe we'll play on that some more in the future. Some photos from the various, this Fantasy Spring stage. Biggest stage the festival's probably seen. We were really happy with it. It definitely carried a presence. And some of the shows that we wrapped up with the night, we had a pretty full audience. That was really fun. We had the Viva stage where we had some of the younger guitar punk bands. Red Pears had a full house there on Sunday, and excited to continue programming that. There was also a beer garden area and was also connected to the Tamale Plaza. So a fun place where you can do some food and drink. And again, just trying to really maximize the grass areas available downtown for programming. Tamale Plaza was a new concept, and there was a lot of activity there through the day. Everyone was really excited about it, and it was a great sponsorship asset. Even vendors that were reluctant to be in there prior to the event were really satisfied on the way out. So we have some ideas on opening it up and making it a little less congested, but generally we enjoyed the concept and the area. A big change, attractions. We created a central box office where you could get a pass or tickets for all of the rides. And that worked out really well for us in sort of like streamlining the experience. So from world's biggest bounce house to roller skating, which we got really positive responses on the outdoor roller skating, and looking to bring that back in a bigger way. And honestly, an awfully lot of demand for even the carnival rides, which we would hope as we go into the 30th that we would like to operate in a few nighttime hours to keep facilitating the demand for that. Over the course of the 3-4 months going in the show, we were able to create websites and text messages lists and try to create some channels of communication. Works great to keep people informed about traffic and parking and promotions, but also an asset for our sponsor partners to keep growing the festival. We thought it was really interesting, despite getting the lineup out in like mid October, really the traffic hit around that Thanksgiving break, and people planning for that. So this would be an interesting milestone to plan around for next year. 42,000 hits on the website, largely direct visits and SoCal residents, which tells me that the community really responded back to trying to get information here, and that we still have more room to grow on promoting this to local markets like the Inland Empire and Orange County and San Diego. Was surprised how sort of mobile the campaign was and the demand we got from our text message list. We saw a great engagement rate on people, sort of clicking through links and promotions on that. So that's something we'll continue moving forward. Let's see, it's jumping around a little on me. Social media, we just got new channels up. We worked really closely with the city on our sort of presence there. We tried a Twitch stream for the first time where we live stream the performances from the first main stage. We noticed on our profiles largely women, but we're starting to get some younger demographics there as well. So, now we know these things to sort of program and curate to move into the future. Let's see. We got a great response on social media. That was the last slide. We got a lot of organic voice back from the community. Generally positive responses, big smiles. We got some feedback too from the community on what they wanted to see better. They would like things like hand washing and more shade and seating, and all those things are noted, and hopefully things that we'll make room for in the next programming. We had some great presence across the local media channels, and with the help of the city in a big way, and look forward to do more marketing on that front. This is just us being sort of cognizant of the things we thought we did well, the places we thought we could improve. There's a lot there, but honestly, I think about, where we are in the calendar year now and how much runway we have in front of us. And this group here, I think, I would love to explore opportunities to get some feedback from the community or local groups. And this is the time for us, I think, all to get creative and sort of solicit more direction from the community so that we can plan it into the programming for the next year. And, we would expect to, early this summer, start to roll out vendor programs and some marketing again. And, I'm all ears. CUSP is all ears. The team is ready to interface with the community. We had some great success working with various local business owners and programming them into the event. We hope that we can actually develop more operational hours into the event next year, maybe consider doing some nighttime hours and adding some site lighting. I would really like to pursue maybe doing some Thursday night and Friday night programming as a sort of a boon to the 30th anniversary, and include some of the local traditions like the Christmas tree lighting. I think there's something special brewing for this year, and I know we ran into it really quickly the last time, but now we have the opportunity to hear out what everyone would like to see in this into the future. So I'll leave it there for now, but we were very happy with the outcome, and we're energized to continue producing for this and using it as a platform to promote our local arts, our local businesses, and hopefully, be a fun beacon for families here in the community every December.
Absolutely. Thank you. Commissioners, any questions? I can go ahead and start. All right. Questions or comments?
I don't have any questions, but I would like to commend you on the job that you did being a downtown Indio business. I think you did a fantastic job. The event was very well received.
I'd like to add to that. That's you can see the big difference before how it's been done. So I like the idea of making Thursday, Friday next year. So yeah, we're a city of India. It's a carnival city. So this is a great place to be, and just commend it on that. And let's continue to think about growing instead of staying on a thing. Always come up with new ideas. Okay.
You're gonna have to stop me from growing. It's what I do best. And thank you for your support.
Kopi, thank you. Again, I commend you for the work that you did. It was spectacular. It was great. I really liked how you aligned the theme with our community. I really enjoyed that you were able to have activities for all ages, right? Being a young mother, but then also I could see some seniors.
Mhm.
I didn't get to bring my children. They were out of town, but I can see the bouncy house. I can see my 9-year-old probably would want to spend the whole day there. I also really like that you had the bracelets where in other years it's like, well, let's go get more tickets, right? And so that allows for people even to go home and come back, right? They'll be here in the morning and then they'll come back. I really enjoyed, there's many aspects that I enjoyed. I do have some questions. How can we, and I'm not sure if this is something just specific to this event, but just in general, how can we count or get a more accurate number of attendees? I think that'll help us in the future, making sure that we have a more specific number. And I'm not sure if you have any ideas or if this is something that we can think about, just so that we know, right? Exactly. I'm assuming that also like the Indian Police Department, that's something that would be beneficial to you, to the department as well. So I don't know if you have any ideas on that. The other question is, are we going to be doing any advertisement outside of the Coachella Valley that's not social media? Are we doing any TV, radio? I know social media is highly effective, so I'm not saying let's, go straight from that, but do we have any other thoughts on how to bring some other folks? I mean, I don't watch television much, but I know that sometimes I'll be at my aunt's house and then I'll see commercials from other cities, other festivals. So
Sure.
do you have any thoughts on that or any ideas?
Yeah, to answer the first question, it's a bit tricky on, trying to figure out the exact attendance and capacity. I mean, the format of the event is free and open to the community, and they can literally access the downtown programming area from about 6 different points, I think that if multiple sort of interests converged, you can create a stronger perimeter to the event, and in doing so, maybe make the event even safer. Not that we had any particular issues, but also use that as an opportunity to sort of funnel traffic and count. That's one idea, but a big logistic, beyond it is a little hard to tell. I mean, we cross-reference things like our sales from concession areas and our point of sale data and our ticketing. That gives us some benchmarks that, we're also working observationally with IPD through the day. To be honest, I think the variance is not that much, 10 to 20% of where our estimations are. And ultimately, the only way you're going to get a real exact count is to credential or ticket the event for the attendees, or to create access points for the event, which comes with a sort of slew of things that we need to think through. It also offers some benefits. Like I said, we could create a safer event, with things like that. We could keep alcoholic beverages out of the event that aren't supposed to be there, and hopefully, see better grosses in our areas. So, those are things that I would like to continue exploring as well. And I think, we've taken some steps to create funnels for data points like the SMS text messages, like the point of sales that we've integrated. So we're going to start to refine that more,
It would also give you data on the attendees, right?
Demographic information. So I share that mission with you ultimately, sort of uncovering more about the event, and I think we'll continue taking steps to that regard. With respect to out of market advertising, my intention this year was to focus on the experience, capture the experience, and I think we have a well of media to actually go to out of market with now, and incentives for those folks to support us. That is, and now we have the 30th anniversary, and there's a lot to say about that. So yeah, the intention this year would be to increase marketing. Actually, we shortchanged ourselves a little bit on the marketing in the last go around just because of the runway. And we'd like to reinvest in that. And we'd like to think about some of our neighboring markets and take that sort of one step at a time.
Awesome. Thank you. And one last question. Is there any way that you think that this commission can help you prep for a future Tamale Fest?
Sure. I mean, to that regard, it's important to me that the event feels representative of the community interest. And as Jim knows, I do my best to make my rounds, but you guys are much closer and representative of those interests. So I'm open to any and all ideas, from surveys to work groups to thinking about incorporating any specific agendas or initiatives. Like, the next 3-4 months are the time to consider those things and to think about how we resource for them or incorporate them into the broader experience. Because once I get to producing, I'm like executing a plan and a mission, yeah, I would like to take advantage of this time and obviously our collective, work and community here to think creatively and think about how we can include more community partners, more community businesses into the overall mix. My team could be cognizant and make sure we're executing for everybody.
Awesome. Thank you. And some of the things that I had on my to consider list are things that you already are aware of and you included in your presentation. So I'm really glad that that's the case. I think it's very important to always have that in mind. And I think not all producers, event producers, do that. And so I'm really glad that you did add that and we're clear about what your goals or next steps and things that you want to work on this year. So I really do appreciate your presentation and your work for the city. And if we don't have any other questions, we can go ahead and move on to the next agenda item.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Agenda item number 7. So Community Services Commission, we're going to go ahead and appoint 2 members of the commission to form an ad hoc committee to collaborate with the Public Arts Commission's ad hoc committee to discuss the possibility of merging the 2 commissions. So then are we supposed to have a discussion to see who would like to join that ad hoc committee? Okay. Any volunteers?
I would be willing to volunteer.
Okay.
I would be as well.
Okay, so we have Commissioner Phillips Martinez and Commissioner Scarborough Echo. Do we vote on it? Okay. So is it just the 2, just room for 2? Can it be 3? Can it just 2? So you want to take this outside? I'm just kidding. No. So
I'm happy to let Commissioner Ordean serve if he wishes to.
okay, any problem with that? No, I don't have any problem with that.
Okay.
Then, so we move to appoint Commissioner Scarborough Echo and Vice Chairperson Ordean to the, what's the official? To the ad hoc committee to collaborate with public arts commissions. And then,
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second that.
okay. So motion from, did you get the names? Okay, sorry.
Chairperson Braza,
Aye.
Vice Chairperson Ordean,
Aye.
Commissioner Scarborough Echo,
Aye.
Commissioner Phillips Martinez.
Aye.
So now you guys are gonna have to, I just went blank. So motion carries. Oh, right, sorry. See, it's my first, okay, the first time that we have some items and I'm like, great, okay. So item number 8, we want to go ahead and assign 2 commissioners. We're gonna add 2 dog parks for us to oversee and provide updates on them. So they are the Mulligan Dog Park and Station 87. Anyone that would like to are we gonna do this in a specific order or is it? gonna be
However you want to do it. I just want to
Okay.
make sure you guys know where the dog parks are. That might decide on who might want to take over. So the Mulligan Dog Park is pretty much a golf center and Avenue 44, just down a little bit from where the new TKB building is, just down the street from there. And Station 87 Dog Park is up Golf Center, a little north, right next to the Station 87 Fire Station Golf Center. And I'm not sure what the street is up, but it's north of the freeway,
Pretty much around the same area.
pretty much. 43.
So both on the west side, the east side.
I'm okay with whatever you guys choose.
So
I don't-
Chairperson, you already oversee 3 parks,
Mhm.
Yucca, Shields, and North Jackson. So I would suggest maybe someone that only has 2 parks.
Well, Station 87 makes sense for me because I have Patton Park and Kalia. So that makes sense.
Milligan Park.
So Commissioner Phillips Martinez, would you be okay with adding Milligan Park?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and add Milligan Dog Park to Commissioner Philip Martinez and Station 87 to Commissioner Scarborough. We're gonna go ahead and, so we need a motion?
no motion on that.
No, okay. All righty. So are we okay moving to the next item? Item number 9, department updates. We are gonna go ahead and start with Vice Chairperson Ordian.
Thank you, Chairperson. I'm just gonna talk again about that little area on 42nd Street between the mini golf, Indian golf course and Sandhurst Cove, that little area that it's, so I would just like to, I talked with Jim before, we're gonna be work on that area, see if there's any way that can be done. We can build a park or something, entertainment place, for families, for children. So this is basically the thing we were working on it. Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Scarborough Echo.
Thank you, Chairperson. The lights at the Indio Golf Course is always doing really well, but I just wanted to commend the city that I have Golf Channel on in my house 24/7 because that's all my husband does. And I've seen the advertisement for the golf course. So it's really cool to see it. And they're talking about the Skins game and they're showing that you can play at night and so many great things. And the last time I went to the golf course, we had people coming from out of town in Los Angeles. So, it's really great that the word is out there. We're the only ones open at night. It's a beautiful facility. If you haven't been there, you should go and hit some balls, which is like super cheap. I think it's like probably the cheapest place like around. So yeah, the golf course is doing excellent. And I just see it continuing to grow and only just doing better. Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Phillips Martinez.
Yes, the IPAC is very busy this time of year. They just completed their run of Always Patsy Cline. The final performance in the new venue that we expanded over the summer of 230 some seats was very close to being sold out. So it was nice to see the larger facility being used to that capacity. They're currently running Neil Simon's I Ought to Be in Pictures, a very funny comedy. And then in March, they will be doing Little Shop of Horrors, but we will also in March be announcing the new season, which this year will include a summer series on Sundays. So there'll be something to do Sunday afternoons throughout the summer. And also a kids camp. The Kids Works program will be returning this year. So there'll be more information about that on the website at dtworks.org. And then on March 23rd, they will announce their new complete season. So all of the summer shows, but also including all of the main season shows through next year. So they're very excited about that. We're happy to be continuing on at the Indio Performing Arts Center. Lots of activity. Thank you.
Thank you for the update and congratulations on the success there. For special events, last month we had the Southwest Art Festival, as it was mentioned already. We also had, it was this past weekend, Center Stage. It's the second event that the city hosts. And then we also started the farmers market that's going to be going on every Sunday morning. If you have a chance, come out and take a look. Enjoy some of these programs, events that the city is hosting along with our partners. And then talking about events, we're still in, everything seems to be working fine for our spring events. Coachella Fest, I just read earlier today that they're no longer, I don't know how official that is, but they'll no longer be requesting vaccination cards or proof of vaccination and things of that sort. So I'm not sure, maybe if Jim, you can give us a little bit more details on that during your update. Teen Center and Senior Center, I continue seeing them online on social media. If you know, maybe you want to do some yoga or play bingo, you can go ahead and go to their Facebook. Also, that's the Senior Center, and also the Teen Center. I know that they're always keeping busy. They have the children, you know, there's the different programs. They started opening, they opened the, is it the audio, the studio, the recording studio. So that's exciting for the teens there. That concludes my update on special events. Let's go ahead and go now to item number 10, park updates. We'll go ahead and start with Vice Chairperson Ordian.
Thank you. As you know, looking at the Shield Park, Yaku Park, and North Jackson. So just want to let you know the parks are looking good, and we still want to have more people to be there. Hopefully, with this COVID situation, everything works out, toward the good, and we can see more and more people. The parks are well maintained. Everything looks great, and it's you still, again, like each park have a different character, and you can see different people at the parks. Mostly we see kids at the Yaka Park and more teenagers or at the Jackson Park. So everything looks good, and that's basically it. Thank you.
My parks are looking great as usual. The only thing that I have to update is that I met with the USA Pickleball Ambassador, Dick Cups, and we kind of took a look at my parks, and he's really interested in somehow incorporating pickleball into any of our parks if possible. There's about a group of 50 people right now that he says they meet, I think, at Indian Palms Country Club, and they play because they have the ability to do that there, but they would like to grow, and obviously they would like to do that within Indio. He himself is an Indio resident, and many of the people that are part of their league, and he would love to come and give like a little presentation and education if you guys would be open to it. And I think it would be a great addition to one of our parks. I mean, especially Miles Park, because I know that's been something we have been talking about for months, and I think that would be a great place to have pickleball courts. So if you guys would be open to that, I would love to invite him here.
Absolutely.
Anything we can do to increase traffic to the parks would be a great idea.
Okay, well, I will reach back out to him and let him know.
I'll put that on the agenda for you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Phillips Martinez.
I don't have any updates regarding Puerto Dominguez Park, other than they look fantastic. We just need more people out there using them.
Thank you. I oversee South Jackson Park and Dr. Carrion. Dr. Carrion, we've been working, the city has been working on it. Our pieces there. It's out of those two parks is the one that's the most visited. So there's always activity there. Not necessarily families, but I do see sometimes some families out there. And so I just want to thank the city for continuing working on that project. And we can't wait to see that come to fruition or be completed. That concludes my report on parks. Let's go ahead and move to item number 11. That's going to be updates from Jim Curtis, our Community Services Manager. And Jim, if I can ask you to add an update on Davis Field. I know that's something that we had talked about last meeting. So go ahead, take it away.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. Appreciate Davis Field's first on my list. So I will talk about that for sure. So after last meeting that we had on Tuesday, the 18th, I believe it was. Yes. On Thursday, the 20th, we opened Davis Field. We unlocked the gates, opened up all the chains that we had on some of the gates. We had a couple issues that I can discuss. One is first night that we opened up those gates, we had a homeless encampment get into the Davis Field number 3 and camp onto the infield of Davis Field 3. We did contact Quality of Life and IPD, and I believe they cleared them out. I am getting these reports from the Indio Youth Sports Association that oversees softball and baseball at those fields, along with Rotary Field on the north. I did inform them that we were going to be opening up the park before we did. They were not very happy, but they understood that we wanted to give it a try and see what happens. And then, like I said, the very first night, I got a picture from them that had homeless already encamped there, and I do understand that they have been there multiple nights since we had that open. We did have about 3 days later, we had multiple amounts of graffiti in the bathrooms at Davis Field. We opened that up as well. Very vulgar language and some gang signs as well in there. The parents of IYSA talked to the IYSA board and myself with the vulgar language that was in there that's being exposed to the 9-year-olds and 8-year-olds and 12-year-olds and that play there. They were not very happy at all. And then 2 days after that, we had some other damage that happened at the field. So we made a decision until we can really figure out how we're going to be make this work. We actually put the locks back on the field. The gentleman that was here for the public comment about Davis Field, I contacted him about the closure that we had and told him about the issues that we had at the field, and he understood. He was not happy that we closed it again, but he said we need to work things out and try to figure out a way. So I was told that I need to meet with him and maybe some people that he knows, our IPD officers, our quality of life guys, myself, and probably Scott Trujillo, and we'll try to come up with a plan. He did send me an email on Saturday asking me, he actually could not meet over the first couple of weeks that I contacted him because he had an issue with his family. But he sent me an email on Saturday asking when we can meet, and he gave me a couple of dates this week. I was unable to respond yesterday when I opened up the email. I did respond to him today that we will work on some days next week to meet. So I'm waiting for a reply back from him on when we can all meet, but we'll make that attempt. And I'm anxious to hear his ideas on how we can make this work and who can kind of monitor that without spending a lot of taxpayer money. But if there's things that we need to do and it's worth some of our money to make that available to the community. I did have some of our parks people go out there during the days when we had them open, and we unfortunately did not see anybody really playing. And then we did unfortunately have a very large pitching mound that was stolen from the pitching mound that belonged to IYSA. It's about $1,500 to replace that. It weighs a good amount of money. A good amount of poundage to move that, and they usually take 4 or 5 parents to move that mound away from where it's located, which is on the pitcher's mound. It's used at some of the levels that they play. U10 and U12, I think, use that. And it does, when they do have older groups that don't use that mound, it usually takes 4 or 5 parents to move that. So it's very heavy. So we think that somebody came in, the gate that was open that we had unlocked, somebody came in with a truck and put it on their bed and took that away. So again, unfortunate that these happened, but we're still willing to work. IYSA is ready to be at the table to talk about how we can make this work as well, and to see how much usage we can get from the community that would say that, yes, we need to keep that open, or no, we can keep it closed. So we all want to work together to make it happen if we can, and that's what we're open to. And we're just waiting for a good date from all of us to work together. It's a very busy time for police and myself with the festivals coming up. We have multiple community meetings that are happening every week and almost every single day, multiple times during the day. So we'll try to find a time that works for all of us. So that's my update on Davisfield.
Thank you.
I did have an update on Burr Street Park. That was brought up by our former commissioner, Kevin Wilcoxon, on naming a Burr Street Park. We did find out that Burr Street Park is the official name of that park. So the stone is blank. I went by there today and it is blank. So we will be putting on Burr Street Park on that stone, and that's why we are not moving forward with any type of renaming, because the official name was done 10 years ago when we built it as Burr Street Park. And that's what we're going to put on the stone when we get after tonight. I wanted to announce it to you guys before we move forward to that. So, excuse me. Some of the events real quick coming up. Thrillville, which is the interim event at the Riverside County Fairgrounds, starts on Friday and runs for 10 days. It should be a great event. I've seen lots of advertisements for it. They're going to have a circus and a shark encounter and a carnival. They're going to have shows, lots of vendors, lots of games. So it should be fun for the next 10 days. We're expecting a pretty good crowd. We'll be there as far as the police department on our suppression units. Sheriffs handle the inside security on that. And we are also a sponsor. The city's a sponsor of the event as well. So we're looking forward to that. It should be a great event. On Monday, February 21st, next Monday, is President's Day. We will be having a parade. The Riverside County is putting that parade on separate from Thrillville. So we'll be starting at 9 a.m. and run through the streets of Indio, just like it has in the past. Same route, which is Miles Avenue down Oasis to 111 and across 111. I did want to let everybody know that the Thrillville is not using the entire fairgrounds as the fair has in the past. They are not using Gate 1, which is off Highway 111. Their only entrance into Thrillville is Gate 6, which is off of Dr. Carrion between Oasis and Arabia. So I want the public to know that there's no Gate 1, which a lot of people for the fair parked kind of in the north side of town on the streets and then kind of walked across the temporary signal that we always had at Wiener Schnitzel. And that will not be there as well, because Gate 1 will be fenced off and not be used. So the parking for the event is the swap meet parking lot south of Dr. Carrion, which is a very large lot. That'll be most of the parking. Excuse me. They will be doing some parking on site as well and on the north side of Dr. Carrion. As you had said, the festivals are moving forward. We have had, as I said, many community meetings and many more to go. We usually have around 30 community meetings with all the HOAs and communities around that area. And we have done a bunch of them already. We have a bunch tomorrow and a bunch on Thursday, and already scheduled for the next 3 or 4 weeks. The festival, as you had mentioned today, was they got the approval for no masks, no vaccination requirements, no testing requirements for the fans at Coachella or Stagecoach. We are 2 months away from that, so things could change, and they know that as well. They're going to continue with their plans on having kind of a plan B in case that does happen, but they have already done a lot thinking that they were going to have to do testing and vaccination requirements. So they've already started that, and they're going to kind of keep going a little bit with that. But as of right now, it's as you read in the paper and on the news today, that no masks will be required and no vaccinations or testing will be required at Coachella Stagecoach. That's all I have. I'd like to turn it over to our Assistant Chief, Brian Tully, to just talk a little bit about IPD.
No, thank you, Jim. And as you can see, we work really closely with Jim and his team from now until pretty much the concert time and a little bit after. We are really looking forward to Thrillville. We're doing the planning right now, safety planning, and we're also looking forward to the parade on Monday, the 21st. So just some final plans to make that happen. We really enjoy the community cleanup events. I encourage everybody to come out and help out, whether it's your community or somebody else's. It's just a great time to get together and be be together to volunteer and help out. But thank you for all your support and appreciate this time.
No, thank you.
And that's all I have.
Okay, thank you for the updates. Any closing comments from any of the commissioners? Then we're ready to adjourn. This meeting stands adjourned, 6:18. Thank you.